In this video, I'm gonna step Big D through a question that he had on an application to do a rail like this using a simple accessory for the Domino 500. So stay tuned, and I'm gonna show you some cool layout.
All right, Sedge. So I have a project coming up. I'm gonna do some spindle work. So I need to be able to line these up all along here. And I wanna use the domino. How's that gonna work out?
I'll show you. First, we're gonna do a little bit of layout.
Okay.
Okay, so what we'll do is we'll have fun with this. I'll show a little bit of layout. I'll show you a couple tips and tricks I use to divide a board or the rails. Okay, so these are your spindles. You have 4 spindles. So what I do is, it was funny, somebody taught me this, I'm trying to remember who, years and years ago. These pieces are gonna go in between these two. So I'm gonna measure this, and it's 400 millimeters.
Okay.
And I have 4 spindles, so what I always do, because I wanna space them equally, I add 1. So what is 400 divided by 5?
That's a good question.
80.
80, okay.
Okay, so what I do is, Chris, come in here. I already did this yesterday, preparing for this. That's how I knew 80 really quick. Okay, I'm horrible at math. At every 80 millimeter, I marked it out. So we marked them at 80.
Yep.
Okay, for our spindles. Now when you do this is like anything, a cabinet set or whatever, when you mark both simultaneously. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna stretch the line across here. That is our center line. Okay, and I'll just bring it like this. See how I have it butted against something? See, just like that? That way there, when I do it, I line them up, and I know I'll have it exactly where I want it.
Nice.
Okay, next, that's the center line. You see how I did that? I did it fully across. The next thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna have you mark these. I'm gonna take this and I'm gonna mark these 10 millimeters back, and you'll find out why in a few minutes. See that? 10 millimeter, 10 millimeter, 10 and 10. Okay, so I have them still butted up against here. Everything's lined up. So what I'm gonna do is, just so I don't get confused, I make half marks here. Okay. Okay, for the lineup. So one of the other critical things I'm gonna have you do, Big D, is put an X on each one of these, just right in the middle. Okay, and what you're doing is you're marking the face, okay, of your board. So we put the trim stop on the plate here of the Domino 500. Chris, come in here so we can see this. You see, I scribed the center line on one of those spindles. That's the center line, that's the center line, and it's etched into the bottom. So what I'll do is I'll just kind of eyeball it with that center line. I know, because this is 50 millimeter stock. Big D, what's half of 50? 25. Attaboy. So I'm just gonna bring it right in there. I'm gonna lock it in here. Bring it right in here, so we'll get 25 and 25, and that nestles right in there as I bring it in and lock it in. So what'll happen is this will hold it in there from the face when I put the plate on there. That way there we can do this and this really quick. The key, which you're probably wondering in the video, is how we're gonna do these. You'll see momentarily. So it's critical I had you mark these on the face. We'll do these first. We're going to use a 5 by 30 domino. So what's half of 30? 15. You're good at metric, Big D. And I have the plunge depth, which I always call PD, at 15. We'll do them all in a tight setting. This is 20 millimeter thick. It doesn't matter if it's exactly in the middle, but as long as we reference correctly, because we're going to do half of 20 is 10 in a few minutes. So everything's ready to go. I'll do the first one. Now I don't have to turn it off, but I wanted to, because I want for everybody to understand this watching the video. The reason I had Big D mark all of these is because if you have 20, 30, 40 of them, say you have 40, that's 80 mortises. You're gonna start rushing through everything, and you'll do this, and it's really fast. You'll start doing this if you don't have the face marked. And your spindles will come out, they will come out tilted. Okay, so that's why I call it helicoptering it. So I just plunge this one.
Yep.
I just flip it around like this. Now let's have Big D doing a couple of these. Big D, these are the two I did. Let's see yours.
Right here.
I think mine are better. No. Okay, so let's look at that. See how consistent? Mm-hmm. It's repeatable. Anybody can pick up that domino now and get that result. That's why you have the trim stop on there. It allows you to do multiples or batch work.
Yep.
Very efficiently, super quick.
Wicked quick. All right, Sedge, how are we gonna do these now?
The $1 million question. Okay, so we split this up.
Yep.
That's our center line, right? Mm-hmm. And we marked back 10 millimeters.
We sure did.
This is one of those things, every time I've done it, people go, oh, duh. But I'll show you some tips and tricks on how to do this safely. Okay. So this 50 millimeter stock is the same width.
Yep.
All right. What I'm going to do is I'm going to loosen this and bring this up completely here. Okay, but I'm also going to loosen this because I want to give myself some more support.
Okay. Because
we're actually going to use the base as a reference.
Oh, okay.
Remember the distance from here to the center of the bit?
Is 10 millimeters?
10 millimeter. Good, good. That's why I measured back here 10 millimeter. So I'll do a few of these and then I'll let you do some.
Okay.
But it's simple. Look, it's the same width. See how that fits right in?
Nice.
And our lineup is right here. See the base? Chris, get in here so you can see this. See the base? Okay.
Wow.
So that'll put us right in the center. Now, watch. Here's a tip I want to show. You're plunging vertical now. Okay, yeah, our pressure will be here as I walk down this board. But anytime I am going to turn the machine on in a vertical position, I pinch it on. Now we milled these nice, but sometimes it could be a little offset. So what I like to do is while it's running, I like to put a little width in there so the line. Okay, so my rail's almost done. I'll let you do this rail, Big D.
Okay.
But what I want to point out is as we get here, you're going to notice I'm going to line up there, and guess what? That may want to walk a little, so what I do is I just put another piece right there and continue. Okay, that gives me full support.
Nice.
Okay. Go ahead. Okay. So you see how we did these all loose? And I make sure I labeled mine because I know mine's good. Okay, so what I've seen so many people do this over the years. This is a great domino tip. We're gonna dry assemble. You always dry assemble to make sure. We create a little extra wiggle room in there for alignment. But I see people put in the tenons into the loose setting. No, we're gonna put them into this setting because they register better. That's a tip that I think everybody should know, but they don't. So we'll just put in our tenons. Okay, so the next tip is, you know how we marked our boards?
Yes, sir.
Okay. That was 10 millimeters back, right? Mm-hmm. So you know that's 10 millimeters from the face because we set our domino when we were plunging horizontally from the plate was 10 millimeters down. If you go like this away from that, you could get a tilt. It could be off ever so slightly.
Gotcha.
So we'll just place them in here like this, and you'll see it lines up perfectly. I'll do a couple, you do a couple. Okay. How's that?
With our marked face towards our line.
And now you have the wiggle room back and forth to get your edges. So there you go.
All right. And in there. Looks good.
You could do all of these tight, and I have in the past, but the only thing we need on here is glue line. We don't need shear strength at all. And what happens is you fight it a little because you don't have your boards milled perfect. So now comes the challenge. Well, look, there's our line. We have to line that up. So I'll let you do that, Big D.
Okay.
Big D?
Yes, sir.
Can I give you a tip?
Yeah. Ah, okay. Makes it easier that way.
You think?
I think so.
And there you go. And that aligns perfectly all the way across. And there's your spindle.
Nice.
So Big D, that answer your question?
Absolutely. Thanks, Sedge.
You're welcome. And so you know, it's just a simple process. It's understanding that 10mm offset from the base to get all your layout set up properly. So as we always say in these videos,
Be positive.
stay sharp.